Have you ever thought of becoming a photographer? Have you ever thought of shooting bangers? Have you ever bought a professional grade camera and realized it is a lot harder than it sounds when you put it into the M mode and you realize that this stands for, my god, I have no idea what the frick I'm doing. And you put it into A mode and you realize that that stands for awesome because everything is all of a sudden exposed properly. Is that you?
No, not really.
That is unfortunate. What's good, you legends? I hope you're doing dope. Yo, before we get any further, what do you think about the new set? There's so much room for activity. So much room for activities. So many activities. Sorry, that was a bit on the extra side. But on the real though, I really like this space, you know what I mean? Big shout out to Lumicube. They actually sent me these lights over here. That's nice. Nice little accent light. You see that? I wish that they were RGB though, because it would be dope if I did like a blue. You see the blue over here and the red over here? It'd be dope if it was blue, but all they do is just orange and white, which kind of let me down. But then again, maybe I should read the description, but shout out to them. I'll leave a link in the description or something. I want you guys to know one thing. Everybody gets stuck. And it doesn't matter what area, you will get to a point where you're gonna be like, dang dude, I suck. Very nice, is that you? It doesn't matter how much you edit them or what location you go to, you feel like they all look the same. I've been there, my guy, I understand. I'm gonna talk to you like a friend for a second. Being straight up, dude, I was really getting annoyed with my Instagram posts. Like, it seemed like everything was just the same. And I would even get other people on Instagram that would hit me up and be like, hey man, can you go and check out my profile? Maybe drop a like, maybe give me a follow back. And I'm just like, yeah, dude, I'll go check it out. I don't like when people start searching for followers. But anyway, that's a whole different story. So I go and check it out. And if we're being straight up with it, all their photos just look the same. It doesn't mean that they're not good. It's just that they all look the same. That's how I was feeling with my own grid. It didn't matter how low I got, how high I got, or what angle, what location. It just felt, they all felt the same to me. And that's coming from the heart, for real. Now, before you give up, I want you to try this lens. It isn't a specific lens, but it is a specific focal length. Keep in mind that everything that I'm talking about, I'm referring to a full frame camera. So if you are shooting on crop frame, you might need something that is a little bit wider than this. So let me hit you with a couple of options. Allow a lens, like a zero distortion. I use that in this video if you want to check it out. The downside to this though, it is a manual focus lens, but each their own. If you're gonna be shooting photos and you got manual focus, I just don't think it's worth it. Or you can get the Sony 12-24 f4, but bro, if you're gonna pay that much money for an f4, what is the freaking point, dude? That's how I feel about any lens. If it is less than 2.8, I don't want it. I sounded as bougie as I could get on that, didn't I? All right, moving on. But if you want the Sony 2.8 version of that same wide lens, it's gonna cost you like, I don't know, 5,000 fulfillion gajillion shabba-da-doo-da-witty-on yen. Austin Powers reference?
1 billion yeah.
I don't even know why I keep doing these. That's just more work for me in the editing room. So y'all better enjoy it. So when it comes to full frame, this is probably your best bet when it comes to getting the best bang for your buck. And Pacifically, bro, why do people say Pacifically? Pacifically, that's a freaking ocean, my guy. Specifically, we're gonna be talking about the Sigma 14-24 2.8. This bad boy is nasty, my guy. When I say nasty, I mean downright dirty. 90% of my recent posts have all been shot on this bad boy. This feels so solid like Aunt Jemima's syrup. That was random. So now that you got your options, this is when I say don't quit photography. You know why? Because quitters quit.
And everybody knows that quitters quit.
Pacifier reference. All right, let's move on. So number one, it just kind of like warps things in a way that you're just not used to seeing warp. It's like things that didn't look cool at the right angle can actually look really dope. Like the majority of these Spider-Man photos, for example. If you want to see them, click up there. Or not. It's hurt my feelings, pero no te preocupes, I'm okay. Yo soy un fine. Oh man. Okay, let's get through this. For example, you grab this lens, you just point it up, it looks dope. You grab this lens, you put it low to the ground, it looks dope. It doesn't matter what you do, it just looks cool. Because of all the warping that it does, it just makes things look really sick. It just makes things easy, if that makes sense. Now, before you decide to pull the trigger on a wide lens, I do want to say that you got to be very careful when it comes to like third-party lenses, which means that it's anything but Sony. All third-party lenses don't suck. I am just saying that you need to be wary about a couple of things, and one of the main things is autofocus. Sometimes third-party lenses have a lot of trouble when it comes to autofocus. It starts hunting and it goes back and forth and you don't really get the image, and you're over there sitting at home, you're like, oh my gosh, that was a banger, but it's off focus. Was it my fault? Heck nah, bro. It was the lens's fault. I sounded Hawaiian. Oh yeah, bro. Malo malo. I don't know where that came from. But I will say, after using this lens extensively, this bad boy doesn't hunt for focus at all like some of my other third-party lenses. So that's a plus. Now, this is the moment where I'm not trying to sound as bougie as can be, but when it comes to wide lenses, you need to get an f2.8 or higher, because that's fire. I'm no liar. About to go change my tire. Dang, gotta be careful. Almost hit that wire. Bars! But the main reason why I say that you need to get an f2.8 is because when you're talking about wide lenses, the bokeh isn't as pronounced. Ever notice that when somebody shoots on a 70 to 200 millimeter and they're shooting at 2.8, it's like the background literally looks just like a background of just like green screen and just blur. But then you shoot on a wider lens and you're shooting at 2.8, but the bokeh doesn't look like that? Why is that, Joseph? I'm freaking glad you asked, man. When it comes to wide lenses, a lot more things are in focus. So even though you're shooting at f2.8, it probably looks like you're shooting at f4, f5.6. The reason being is because longer focal lengths make bokeh more pronounced and wider lenses do the opposite effect. And bro, I have done a lot of research. I'm the guy that literally searches like thousands of videos and then a whole bunch of reviews before I even decide on considering to purchase a lens. I did the hard work for you, bro. This is going to be your best bet. Best bang for your buck. You're not gonna throw down like $3,000 like on a Sony lens. Autofocus is fire, and you get 2.8. What more do you want? Is there no one else? I think that's a Gladiator reference, but I don't know if I said it correctly.
Is there no one else?
I messed up on a movie reference.
Yeah, it ain't that serious. Sorry, guys. I can't get it right every time.
So, is this your best bet? Yes, but there are a couple of things that I need to tell you before you go and spend your hard-earned cash on a wide lens. First, this bad boy is big, okay? And I'm talking about up here, man. This hood is glued on. This is permanently on this thing. You cannot thread a filter onto it. So that kind of sucks whenever talking about ND filters and all that jazz. There is a way to do it from the back though. You can go ahead and put like one of those built-in ND filters from the back, kind of like the RF lenses of like Canon or whatever. But if I'm being straight up with you, that's just not my cup of tea, man. That is too specialized of a part for me to use on one lens. If I'm gonna buy something, I wanna be able to use it on more than just one lens or on more than just one occasion. Does that make sense? So personally, the lack of ND filter kind of sucks, but it is what it is. So at the end of the day, you can do you, boo-boo. And one thing that you have to know, this lens is not versatile. Compare this to a focal length like a 24 to 70. You can zoom in and give you that very professional telephoto portrait look, or you can zoom out to like a 24 millimeter and then it can give you a nice, decently wide space. If you are interested in that, you can feel free to click up there and that will give you a little bit better idea of what I'm talking about. So I'm not bagging on this lens, like for real, I think that this can truly spark your creativity, but it is a one-trick pony. Now the one trick that it does do is freaking fire. Now don't get me wrong, this will give you a dope new perspective. It will let you just point in any old direction and it's gonna come out fire and you're going to enjoy the new warping and the creativity that comes with that bad boy. Trust me, it's gonna open up your creativity, but it's a very stylized type of photography. But I let you know that because this shouldn't be the first lens that you buy. This should be like your second lens or your third lens in your kit. So yeah, I just wanted to share that because I was feeling stuck in my photography and this really kind of pushed me into that new wave of creativity. So hopefully you got something from it. But anyway, I think that is it. Go ahead and like this video and subscribe because that's what all the cool kids are doing. Follow me on Instagram at Keyboard King if you want to see all the behind the scenes and all of that jazz. If you do happen to go to my Instagram and check it out, all of those photos were edited with my Lightroom presets. That is a great way to support me as a creator and you get something back from it and your photos will come out fire. Hopefully. That's a very bold claim, Joseph.
This is so dumb. You see, I'm literally on my knees, bro. I'm not even wearing the full, I'm just wearing the freaking pink. There's one light in here. The green screen's terrible.